I'll take questions at the end, guys. Okay, so this is a producer's letter from April 28th. We're going to release our next game update on the test server, which includes improvements to hit registration, the shotgun, new POIs, updated inventory UI, and skirmishes. We are very excited for how this update improves the overall gameplay experience and eagerly await feedback on the changes. We are making tremendous strides towards our goal of delivering you with a game that is consistent, competitive, fair, and fun to watch. Our next big priorities are ranked team games and overall gunplay and gameplay balance. We will be sharing more on our future plans soon. The amount of support for the game is really amazing. It was gratifying to see H1Z1 make the all-time top 10 list for peak numbers of players on Steam last weekend, and we owe that to you, our dedicated players. We cannot thank you enough. Also, congratulations to the Obey Alliance for winning Fight for the Crown, our first ever team tournament. It was energizing to spend time with the players at the event, and I'm excited for what the future holds. More details about the update are below, and we look forward to hearing your feedback, which will help determine the timing and contents of the update that gets promoted to live servers. First and foremost, we are going to cover hit registration. This update includes the release of improved and optimized hit registration code. This was a multi-step process that started with the large server revamp to improve server performance and distribution. Then, we rolled out region locking to get a more consistent experience and allow us to focus on specific tuning. The final step was to improve the actual hit registration code. Overall consistency will be much better once this rolls out. If you are familiar with some of the network analysis videos that were done, there was a topic referred to as lag compensation, analyzed in a variety of game titles. We have greatly optimized this now, which means more consistency of terms of player movement and less positional desync. We also agreed the fidelity in which projectiles are tracked to improve consistency with shots hitting opponents. These changes make it less likely for you to accidentally shoot the driver in your car if you are firing from the passenger seat. We will continue to watch gameplay closely, and we encourage you to send us clips if by chance you still encounter any issues. Keep in mind, the local network conditions can still adversely affect hit registration, i.e. high ping. The system works best when everybody has a good and stable connection. Next, we're going to be covering the shotgun. After refining hit registration, we review the shotgun's role and design to address its inconsistency. Why does it take 2 shots to kill someone and to kill in some situations versus 1 shot to kill in a similar situation in a different match? To fix this, we made a series of changes to the weapon, including reprogramming its firing pattern. A large problem in the current shotgun is that it fires a random pattern of 8 pellets. While we had tuned the spread and damage previously, we were still seeing too much inconsistency due to the random spread patterns. Sometimes 3 pellets may hit your target, but you can fire again with no other changes to the game condition and have 5 pellets hit your target. This inconsistency made it different in high-stakes close gunfights, so we needed to find a way to remove the randomness. The new and improved shotgun now fires a systematic pattern of 17 pellets. We've increased the pellet count to improve the likelihood of striking your target and opted for a defined pattern, which is a flower, for a better consistency of the shot across all of your matches. We also removed damage scaling over distance, opted instead to rely on the shotgun spread to reduce the number of pellets which actually strike your target at longer distance. So this is big. This right here is big. We've also removed damage scaling over distance, opting instead to rely on the shotgun spread to reduce. So basically, shotguns are not going to lose damage over distance. They're going to have a tight-knit spread. So we're going to need to test this a lot, because this could very well mean a long-range shotgun. We're gonna have to see this in works. Definitely, this is gonna be something that's gonna need to be tested a lot on the upcoming test server build. So when this goes live, I definitely recommend, we're gonna have to go through some changes over long range shotgun, because this could be big. Like, shotgun might be really long range, or has a chance to. We're gonna have to look at this one as a community and test that one for sure. I'm just pointing that out one. We're going to move on next to Skirmishes. Skirmishes will be making a triumphant return to the game. For those of you who are new, Skirmishes are an alternate rule set matches that run on the weekends to provide a variety to the game. These will rotate on a regular basis, and modifications to the rule sets range from limiting weapon types to changing loot to even altering how safe zones work. We previously talked about our first skirmish using the ignition rule set, but we decided to go for a fan favorite, snipers and shotguns. All skirmish games will have only sniper rifles and shotguns as weapon spawns throughout the world. You can find skirmishes right under the play option in the main menu. If the skirmish is live, the button will be selectable, and if it's not, the button will be grayed out. Coming up next, we're going to have changes to the arena. We continue to refine the arena, i.e. the map, based on player feedback and observed play patterns. On the visual side, we've lightened interiors and shadow areas slightly, and we've decreased the amount of fog. Some textures were tweaked, particularly the grass, to not be so neon green overall. Here's a comparison between the old lighting and the new lighting, which allows people to see a lot more on the inside of buildings. You can also notice in this picture that this loot is highlighted, has a white highlight around it, which is going to be another change that will be addressed further into the producer's letter. On the gameplay side, we added 3 points of interest to populate the area around the map of Pleasant Valley. These were all built with gunplay in mind, and we look forward to seeing fights take place in these new areas. They have the shipping yard container, which you guys can see here. It doesn't seem like I can zoom these in. They have a new housing development between Pleasant Valley and the old G7 compound. Right north of that, there is a huge, like really well done housing development on the side of the map. If anyone in the chat maybe has like a clip of it from the community outbreak. And then there is a new shopping development by 8 Mile and the church. It's right in between those. It's a new shopping development, like kind of like a big U-Mall. It should be an interesting change for team play. This could help balance out the hospital nerf, especially. Just one of the things I want to point out on that one. And then lastly, to accentuate moving through and scanning for loot at speed, we've added a small outline to all objects that are able to be looted. This makes it much easier to read at a glance to see what is available to you as you move through the world. Basically, loot stands out more with a white outline. It only shows in proximity, so if you're in a certain range of the item, you'll see it. If you hover your mouse over the item, it will turn orange. Next, we have UI improvements. We've implemented a series of UI changes to improve access and understanding, including revisions to the inventory and crafting screens and to the crate pages. Now, all of your crates locked and unlocked will be combined into one view, which will make it easier to know what items are available to you. We see players want to quickly manage their inventory and craft needed supplies, so we decided to combine inventory and crafting onto one screen in an effort to accentuate the pace of the play. Let us know what you think of all this combined screen. Our goal is to help improve overall game speed. So what this means, guys, is basically when you're going to be in crafting, now this is a nice change of pace. I thought this was pretty good. Crafting and inventory are now combined into one, adds this extra row here for crafting. Now what you do is you go to your inventory. If you have the needed supplies, there will be a green indicator in the top left, which means it is craftable. If it is not, it'll show you exactly what you need for it. So like here, this says you need 1 duct tape, 2 armor scrap, 4 composite because it's missing from the inventory. Pretty neat feature. It also shows that, say you're hovering this item, it is going to add space to your inventory. Here, it'll basically over bulk you. You're not going to be able to carry it in your backpack if you attempt to create it. That's also indicated now on the UI. And one more major change to this is that they're gonna, if you're hovering, you left click to craft one or you right click to craft all. Now, this is going to speed up gameplay instead of having to use E or Control E. A lot of people didn't understand that. You know, I got questions like, Pine, how are you able to craft this item without, you know, clicking craft? And that wasn't portrayed, you know, well for new players. So now there's a very prominent sign that says, you know, left click craft one, right click craft all on the items, which is very nice for new players. Next up, we have vehicle skins. So some new default skins are being added to the game for the ATV, off-roader, and pickup truck. You can set your default vehicle skins in the appearance section of the menu. You'll also notice that the new vehicles in the world randomly use the skin for the whole set in each match. These new skins are more distinct from broken down vehicles to make finding a ride a bit easier for new players. So we have, let's see, we got red, blue, and orange ATVs. I'm going to call this one the Denial ATV for our Fight for the Crown performance. That's pretty iconic right there. And then we have the standard Jeep. We have a base yellow one, a base red one, and a base blue one. And then we have the default truck, a yellow truck, orange truck, and blue truck. I believe the yellow one even has a wood panel finish. It is pretty fresh. Just a nice little change, you know, for vehicles. Could be pretty cool. And finally, to end it off, we have other items of note. We will publish a full list of bug fixes that will be included when we get closer to the actual update. A couple of notable ones that we are working on right now to include in this update. When using the classic hit markers, the markers will turn bold for a headshot. So when you're popping helmets, when you're popping heads, you're going to get a bold hit marker indicating that you're doing so. This is a community request. A lot of people wanted. So this will be nice change just for like the classic feedback. Parachutes should no longer spin when starting a match. Armor should now be shown on top of parkas. Now this is good for competitive play because it adds to game clarity. Now you're going to be able to know when somebody is wearing an armor regardless of what skin they're wearing on their body. This was a big issue with parkas hiding laminates and makeshift armors, so this will be good for the game. And then now finally, probably my favorite change so far is incoming hit sounds should be audible. So when your character is getting hit, there's going to be a noise indicating that you have been shot, which recently was taken away from the game for whatever reason, but it is coming back. So overall, this is going to be a very big patch for H1Z1. I think it's in the right direction from a lot of community suggestions and in terms of game development with the new points of interest, the lighting changes, the loot changes, more streamlined inventory. There's a lot. We're going to have to specifically test this shotgun though as a community and see how reliable it is, see if it's too strong at a distance and whatnot. I think a lot of players are going to be hyped about hit registration. Hopefully we're going to see a more consistency in terms of combat in this game. But overall, I think this is a very well done producer's letter and hopefully a well done patch. So kudos to you, Daybreak. Thank you guys.